Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey back with another video, and this video is my 2022 playoff and Stanley Cup prediction video before this season starts. So it's way too early. It's my early predictions, but also based on my season predictions. So if you guys watched my video already, I posted my season prediction video for the 2021-2022 season. So based on those season predictions, I'm going to give my early playoff predictions, and then of course, like I said, my Stanley Cup pick before the season. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hit that like button and definitely leave your thoughts in the comment section. Respect everyone's opinions. We all got our own. We all got our own predictions. That's what's fun about sports. That's what's fun about hockey, debating, getting the predictions out, and we'll see how accurate we are. So I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get right into it, and we're going to do it in my favorite style, the bracket style. So I'm going to kind of just break down how I see it and go through the first round, second round, and go through the conference finals and cup finals. So my toughest two decisions, and if you saw my season predictions video, they were the 5th and 6th spot, I believe, was the Wild and Blues. I think will be battling for the second wildcard spot in what I have for my predictions. And then the Penguins and Rangers will be battling for the second wildcard spot. Obviously, it's just for fun, but we'll see what happens. So I've got Lightning playing either the Rangers or Penguins round one. So we'll say the Rangers for fun. Rangers go into the playoffs with this new kind of fresh start with this team. Bright future. Boston Bruins play the Florida Panthers. That would be a fun first round. New York Islanders versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The drama that would cause. I mean, we've seen the Leafs versus the Bruins. We've seen the Leafs versus the Habs. And now Tavares against his former team. Flyers versus the Hurricanes. On the west side, Avalanche versus the Wild or Blues for fun. I know Blues fans are going to rip into me, but I predicted in 2019 for the Blues to win the Cup, so we're going to give respect to Wild fans. Wild make the playoffs, and they face the Avalanche round one. Wild versus the Avalanche. Jets versus the Stars. Vegas Golden Knights versus the Blackhawks. What a storyline that would be. Robin Lehner against his former team, and Marc-Andre Fleury against his former team. And then the Oilers against the Canucks, which would be a really fun matchup as well. And I think Oilers fans, Canucks fans would get riled up. And I mean, hey, the Flames, if they're in like 4th spot in that division, maybe they creep into a wild card spot and end up facing maybe Vegas or end up facing Colorado. We'll see. But let's start with up here at this spot. Who advances to the second round? And I have the Avalanche versus the Jets. I think these are the two best teams in the Central Division. Yes, that's the easy answer. Maybe it's the lazy answer on my part. But I do believe the Jets have more to give. And I think the Avalanche, I mean, man, if they got booted out of the first round, like there would be massive changes on that team. So I don't see it happening. Obviously, anything can happen in the playoffs. But I'm putting the hope that the Avalanche, for themselves and for that fan base, that they go to the second round at least. And I think the Jets are good enough. And we'll move down on the Western Conference side. And obviously with Vegas, Chicago, I think that would be fun. Have a lot of fun storylines. And then Edmonton, Vancouver. And I actually have an upset here. I have Marc-Andre Fleury getting his revenge. And the Blackhawks getting a little rematch here with the bubble play-in round series with the Oilers. So I think with the Oilers and Blackhawks, that could be a lot of fun. I definitely see the potential of that being a crazy series. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on. All right, so in this scenario, Tampa versus the Rangers, Boston versus Florida. I do see the favorites coming out of this. I mean, Boston could be considered a favorite, but I know some people have been saying second-line center, who's going to be their goalie going in the playoffs when the time comes. So I think we get a rematch of the Battle of Florida, hopefully sooner rather than later. And it would be nice to have it this year because that was one of my favorite, if not favorite, series of last year's playoffs. So much fun. Energetic, physical, dramatic. Like it had everything in that series, and I wanted it to go to 7. It was so close to going to 7. So I think there's a real chance of it happening again, with both teams being great and both teams having a shot to be close to the top of the Atlantic Division. So if they face each other in the second round, that would be a lot of fun. And let's move down here to the Islanders, Leafs, and Flyers, Hurricanes. Well, Leaf fans, I'll just say it straight. And at the end of the day, I want the Leafs to do well, and I want to see the Leafs go far. But the Leafs disappoint, and I think if there was any more heartbreak to happen, it would be having to hear from Islanders fans and the Leafs losing to the New York Islanders. So Islanders versus Flyers, I could see that being a matchup. We've seen that matchup in the playoffs before. I think the Hurricanes could be a team waiting to go on a run, but they just, man, I feel like they made backwards moves. They're still a very good team, and they brought in some pieces that are definitely going to improve their offense, improve maybe their special teams, but I feel like they got weaker potentially on defense, and their goaltending is a massive question mark. So I'm just putting the faith that the Flyers bounce back and could go on a sneaky run. We'll see. But I have second round right now of Avalanche, Jets, Blackhawks, Oilers, Lightning, Panthers, and Islanders, Flyers. Again, this is all about matchup, right? I just don't like if the Blues make the playoffs and face the Avalanche, I think that's a tough matchup for them. But here's what I'll say. If the Blues play the Golden Knights, I think the Blues have a good shot of beating the Golden Knights. Same thing with the Wild. So we'll see what happens. I think the Golden Knights still could be really good, and they could be a team to go on a run again. But I think they're beatable. I'll say that. I think they are beatable. So let's go to the third round, the conference finals. Get all your heat in the chat. Get all your heat in the comments. I know people are going to be like, John, Leaf fan, what are you doing? I want to see it to believe it. And right now, this team, they've been a first-round exit. And the Islanders have been a very complete team. The Leafs, if they were to play, say, the Bruins, maybe they get the revenge. I could see that scenario. Maybe the Leafs finally, like the Capitals did over the Penguins, maybe the Leafs they exercise those demons and beat the Bruins after facing them in the third time in the last 5 years. Boom. Go for it. We'll see. Anyways, conference finals in the East is the New York Islanders versus the Florida Panthers. That would be a fun series. I think there's different advantages there, but man, a storyline would be either Sergei Bobrovsky like finding his groove again, or Spencer Knight, the rookie goalie, going on a crazy run. We'll see. And on the Western Conference side for the conference finals, we have the Avalanche versus the Oilers, McDavid versus McKinnon. That would be insane. McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, Rantanen, Cale Makar, Darnell Nurse, Darcy Kemper, Mikko Koskinen. No, I'm just joking, but we'll see who the starting goalie is for the Oilers once all is getting going, if Koskinen can bounce back, or if Mike Smith is going for that. That would be a pretty entertaining conference final for sure. Both would be. So now let's look at our Stanley Cup final, and that would be the Avalanche versus the Islanders. The Islanders finally break through. They play the other Florida team. They've got knocked out by Tampa twice. They beat the other Florida team, and they play the Avalanche in the Cup final. What a matchup. What a matchup. But unfortunately for the Islanders, I have the Avalanche as my early Cup pick again. You know what? I'm running it back with them. It might be a little bit of a boring take, but last year was my first time picking the Avalanche, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, they should have beat Vegas. And honestly, I'm still on the train of saying if they beat Vegas, they would have beat Montreal, and I think they would have had a good chance of beating Tampa. They might not have beat Tampa, but they would have had a good chance of doing so. So I think if Tampa can be moved out of the way, if the Avs don't have to play Vegas and they don't have to play Tampa, I think this could be the Avs' year. I'm making the take. You can disagree with me on it, but I'm making the take. If they can avoid a couple of these teams, and sometimes it just works out that way, I think they have a good shot at the Cup. So let me know what you guys think. It's just predictions. That's what's the greatest part. I might change my predictions in January. I might change my predictions in April. And at the end of the day, I'll be making my final bracket predictions before the playoffs start, when we actually know where teams sit. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Early picks, baby. Early picks. I hope to see you guys more on this channel for streams and videos. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.